Is that clear? Okay, so without wasting much more amount of time, we'll start today's session and we'll learn the core concepts of object-oriented programming. Try to understand. Yes, as Tausif said that there is a concept of class. We are grouping, I mean, we will be structuring the program in terms of a class. Okay, and the class, what does the class contains? The class will contain the data members. What do you mean by data members? Variables. And the member functions. Member functions means methods that are what you would say that are associated with that particular class. Okay, if I consider a class of students, okay, then variables will be student ID, student first name, student last name. Yes, what you have scored in 10th standard, how much you have scored in 12th standard, where do you live, in which city you live. These are the attributes which are associated with student class. Okay, and what will be the functions? Adding data to these attributes, accepting values from the user, storing the values into the database. Okay, we don't have database over here, but it is understood. Getting an idea? If you guys remember, we have compared class with dash in the last lecture. Class को किसके साथ compare किया था? In the last lecture, we have compared class with what? Nobody remembers. We have compared class with what? No. We have compared class with a particular term that we have studied in semester 2.
Sir, entity?
Yes, entity. You are correct. We have compared class with an entity. Okay, entity in the entity ER diagram or in the database is same as class in the object-oriented programming. Used to prepare student class. Here, student entity. Here we will prepare student class. Getting an idea? But there we were structuring the database. Here we will be structuring the programs. Is that clear? Okay, so be attentive, be focused. Initial chapters, very much important, very much necessary. At any moment, you can ask me doubt, or I would say you should ask me doubts. It is must, guys. Okay, and don't think about the language. You can ask me doubt in any language. Okay, any language I would specify: Gujarati, English. Okay, so you can ask me questions in these three particular languages. Okay, but I would like to stick with English. Why? Because if I won't stick in English, you won't go ahead with English. And we know that in our country, although there are many languages, but English is given preference. Okay, your textbooks are in English. You are going to write down the exams and future in English. That's the only reason. Okay, right. So let us go ahead. So I think majority we have done the first page of the particular chapter that I have shared. Okay. Yes. Right. So we have discussed what? Okay, we have discussed about kernels. Yes. If you remember, we have discussed about kernel, operating system kernels, compilers, editors, that all are prepared using C programming language. Okay. So C++ is an extension to it. It was prepared in the AT&T Bell Laboratory somewhere in 1980s. Okay. Right. Now, what important things are there in the object-oriented programming languages like C++? We have the concept of classes. I'm sorry. Objects, inheritance, function overloading, operator overloading, virtual functions, all these things we'll be learning. Okay. And as and when we will learn, we will learn what is the importance of it. Okay, so all these are topics, don't worry. Okay, so particularly if we talk about procedure oriented programming, C, okay, you had a main function, the main method, right? And in that main method, you have plenty functions implemented. Okay, now can anyone tell me where can we implement functions outside the main method? Can we implement functions outside the main method? Yes or no? Okay, you used to write something like this, void main or init main, and here was your program. Okay, some declarations, right? But can I define a function over here? Is it possible? Yes or no? Can I define a function here? And after that, can I call this particular function over here? Implement certain activities. Yes or no? ऐसा possible है या नहीं है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is possible. Yes. Okay, Vrushab says yes, Milan says yes. Okay, right? So ये A division में से कोई आंसर नहीं दे रहा है. I don't know why. Okay. खाली मेघ ने एक बार आंसर दिया, yes sir. That's it. Okay, so try to understand, but the concept is what? Okay, right? You have a main function, you have certain functions inside, there are sub functions, and you are going in a top bottom approach. ऊपर से नीचे. Right? Okay. So what particularly these programs were? These programs were procedure centric. Okay, whatever procedure you have written over here in function 1, function 2, function 3, all the procedures will get executed. Okay, object-oriented programming, that we'll be discussing ahead, right? So more emphasis is laid on the procedures, or rather than the algorithms. Okay, voice is not clear. All right. My voice is not clear. Sure. Can anyone from group number, from the A division, can tell me, is my voice clear? Yash,
Sir,
is my voice clear?
it is clear, sir.
Aman said it's clear. Even Chintan said it's clear. Okay, Meg, if possible, you can again rejoin. Not an issue. Okay, so we'll get back to the point that we were discussing. What point we were discussing? Yes, it is a procedure centric. We are writing the procedure and more emphasis is paid on the procedure. Okay, it's laid on the procedure. Now, if you remember, Kame sir, whenever he starts with programming, he will write an algorithm. Okay, he will stick to the algorithm, whatever you are planning to make. Okay, he will write step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Acha, if there is any problem in step number 3, we'll again go back to step number 1 or 2. Okay, so here more focus we are paid in the algorithms. Okay, apart from that, you have divided the program into functions, right? But one thing you need to make it sure that in C programming language, there is no security of the data. Why there is no security of the data? Because you are writing everything inside the main, and main is generally open. Okay, so there was a problem of data security in C programming language. Okay, here the reason they are giving that they can freely move from one function to another. Okay, apart from that, you need to declare the data globally. This we have already discussed in our previous lectures, that whatever variables you define, you need to define it globally at the top. You cannot randomly declare anywhere. So we don't have that flexibility. Right? Okay, so this is again a problem. Then compilers implementing POP do not prevent unauthorized functions. I mean, if a function want to access from outside a particular another function, it won't prevent it. But in object-oriented programming languages, we will be having access specifiers. We'll be having private section, we'll be having protected section, we'll be having public section. Okay, so more security will be given to the programs that you will be developing. Don't worry, we will be going with the practical implementations of it. Then, procedure-oriented programs are difficult to maintain and enhance. I think they have taken three different terms: difficult to design, maintain, and enhance. Okay, designing is difficult because every time you need to write down an algorithm. Okay, maintenance is also difficult because as it is a top-bottom approach, if there is any particular problem at particular line, you need to debug it from the top-bottom. Okay, you cannot directly go to a certain piece of code where there is a problem exists. From that, extension. What do you mean by extension? किसी को पता है extension का मतलब? Program में extension कब करते हैं? When we extend the program. When we extend the program. No idea? Interesting. Suppose if today, if you have prepared a program of, let's say, adding two numbers. Tomorrow, if you feel that I want to prepare a program of multiplying two numbers, will you create a different program or you will try to extend the same program? Give me answers, guys. Will you try to prepare a new program of multiplication or you will try to modify the existing program? New or modify? Okay, Meg says modifying. Even Divya says modifying. He says modifying. Shruti says modifying. Can you tell me why you are modifying? Why you are developing? Why not you are developing a new program? Why you are modifying? Answers. Because a part of it you have already implemented. Modifying it from the scratch means again certain amount of code will be repetitive. Yes or no? And repetitive codes, it will provide redundancy. Getting an idea? Yes. So try to understand. Enhancing the code means adding new features to it. So that is more difficult in procedure-oriented programming. Okay, and yes, we are employing a top-down style of programming. It's a little bit weird. Okay, and there are some technical. I mean, you won't be able to read this line, but I would like to read this line for you. It says that it lacks capability. Okay. Capability. Okay, to map or to model real world problems. Okay, it is not able to map the real world problem. Okay, real world problem can be, if we can take a problem of any situation, like if I want to solve traffic congestion using programming. Okay, can we solve traffic congestion in using programming? Do you know why most of the times traffic congestions are created in the cities? Nobody? Living in Ahmedabad, they might have faced the traffic congestions, yes or no? The most, आप लोगों को नहीं बोलना है, तो I would speak. The most annoying thing that I have seen in the traffic condition is that it is allotting equal time to each and every lane. Yes or no? 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 60 seconds, or 60 seconds is a good duration. But 180 seconds, 180 seconds, 180 seconds, and 180 seconds. In one particular lane, there is not much traffic, then also it will allocate 3 minutes to it. Yes or no? That is weird. Depending upon the traffic, that particular signal should be changing its duration. Okay, so traffic can be resolved. We can do the programming in that sense. Apart from that, if you have seen, we can also do programming using image processing. I mean, programming to implement image processing to rectify the people who are talking on phones. Okay, and send them the memos at their home. Been done manually. At every signals in Ahmedabad, we have cameras. They capture it. Those who are talking on phones at the time of driving, and they are sending the memo manually. But that can also be programmed. So that is one of the examples of the real world situations. Acha, second example of real world problem we can consider trading, online trading. Okay, thousands and lakhs and crores of transactions are getting executed whenever you are doing trading. Okay, I mean, selling the shares or buying the shares. Okay, those problems cannot be addressed using the procedure oriented programming. They have taken certain examples like C, you can even consider Pascal, you can even consider COBOL. These are the certain examples. Okay, now what happens in object oriented programming? Okay, the image is little bit blurred. So what I would do is that I will take the example from here. Okay, now object-oriented programming, C. Yes. Okay, this is the diagram. I hope it's clearly visible. Everyone is able to view this particular diagram. Okay, see here you can see object-oriented programming. You have, sorry, procedure-oriented programming. You have the global data, which is open. Okay, function access it, and they can locally manipulate it. But here, this is what I would do is that I would just download this. Save image on the desktop. Okay, so here you can consider this is a particular class. Okay, so this is a particular class. Apart from that, this is also a class. Okay, this is also a class. As well as this is also a class. Okay, these are the three different classes. This is suppose a class A, this is suppose a class B, this is suppose a class C. Class A has its own data and the functions which are binded together. Class B has its own data and functions which are binded together. Similarly, class C has its own functions and data which are binded together. So a layer is being kept that provides protection, and this is not open to all. Getting an idea, right? And since we were following a top-bottom approach over here, the approach is dynamic. The approach is dynamic. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Let me go back to the. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. To understand this particular concept now, it's very much important. If once you fit these concepts in your brain, things will be easier. Because I have already said you, learning object-oriented programming using C++, you are opening the doors for Java, you are opening the doors for Python, opening the doors for .NET, everything that is object-oriented, PHP, WordPress, Joomla, whatever it is. Okay, so learn the core concepts very crucially. Okay, as they will simply expedite the level of knowledge that you want to implement for learning other programming languages. Okay, so this we think we have already discussed. Now this is little bit, I mean, very blurred, but I would say yes, certain things. I'm sorry for this type of blur, but I would say, first of all, they are talking about it is data centric. Centric. Data centric. Object oriented programming much focuses on the data. Now, what do you mean by data? I mean, what do you mean by data centric? See, try to understand. Data means the variables that you are using in order to fetch the data from the user. And here there will be function. Basically, we won't say it as a function. We would say as a methods. Okay, there will be methods. Okay. Secondly, the yes, it says that it focuses on data rather than the algorithms. Okay. So secondly, in C program, in procedure oriented programming, we are focusing on the procedures. So here, focus is there on data and not on algorithms, not on algorithms or even procedures. Okay, the focus is on the data, that is data centric. The focus is not on the algorithms, not on the procedures. Okay. Then in one program you can have more than one classes. Okay, so there can be more than one classes. Okay, so this will help to divide the program. This will help to divide the program into sub-programs. Is that clear? Right? Okay. And then here, the next paragraph says that you can provide security to the class by declaring multiple. Now, what do you mean by declaring multiple sections? Multiple sections will be private, keyword, protected. I would say public first. Okay, public. Let me just tab. ये टैब तो ऊपर चला गया, क्यों ऐसा हुआ? Okay, so here I would say you can simply declare the different sections and provide the protections and provide integral entities. Okay, now this is pretty clear. Yes, here you have the data hidden. Okay, and it cannot be easily accessed as it was easily accessible in the procedure oriented programming language. Okay, so it will not allow unauthorized access. Okay, it will not allow unauthorized access to the function. So it increases the data security. Okay, apart from that, they are very easy to maintain, enhance, and design. Okay, the moment we will implement the programs, you can see out, you can figure out the differences. Okay, and yes, most major advantage is that yes, it can model the real world scenarios. Okay, so there are many features of object oriented programming that we are going to study. Okay, first important feature is inheritance. Can anyone explain me about inheritance? What is the general meaning of inheritance? Can anyone explain me the general meaning of inheritance? Inheritance એટલે શું? Even the Gujarati meaning will do. If you explain in Gujarati, it's fine.
Varso.
Yes, go ahead. Varso. કોઈ વારસો કીધો ના કહેવાય, કીધું proper Gujarati. Okay, I may make mistake in Gujarati grammar. Okay, I would say varsagat, inheritance એટલે varsagat. Yes or no? Certain qualities you might have derived from your parents. Yes or no? એવું ફોકસ કર્યું છે, એવું નોટિસ કર્યું છે, કઈ ક્વોલિટીઝ તમે પેરેન્ટ્સ પરથી ડિરાઈવ કરી છે? Have you derived any qualities from your parents? Good or bad, whatever it is. Okay, I won't figure out okay, anyone's parents will have bad qualities. Okay, so inheritance, it simply means that okay, you are adapted to this. For an example, my father used to draw paintings. Okay, he was a good artist, right? And that has been derived and that has been helped me out to draw the diagrams when I was in 12th science. Okay, I used to draw diagrams directly with pen. I don't even use pencil. Okay, because once I draw, it's final. I would draw whatever the way it has been given over there. But that is inherited from my parents, right? So here in programming, inheritance means that using the functionalities that you have implemented in one class. Okay, you have already implemented a calculation class, a calculation functionality in one class. And if you want the same functionality to be implemented in another class in the same program, you can call it using the object. Getting an idea? Okay, so try to understand the logic that you have implemented can be directly used in another class. That is the basic fundamental of inheritance. So how the inheritance will benefit in programming? Inherit benefit कैसे करेगा programming को? Inheritance. Can anyone tell me? किसी को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है डिस्कशन करने में?
Sir, I think we don't need to write that piece of logic again.
Yes, exactly. Okay, yes, you're correct. Because you don't need to write down that piece of code again. Now, piece of code मैं तो इतना छोटा बता रहा हूँ. It may be possible that you have written thousands of lines of code. Okay, to implement one particular logic, and you want to implement the same logic somewhere on the 4,000th line. Then you don't need to copy paste the whole code again. जैसा HTML में करते हो, ये वाला डिजाइन यहाँ पे करना है, कॉपी कर दो, कॉपी पेस्ट. Yes or no? Yes, like API. You're correct. Okay, so once you have developed it, you can use it again and again and again. That is inheritance. Yes. Okay. Answers दो, please. तो मुझे पता चलेगा कि आप लोगों को पता चल रहा है या नहीं. Right? Okay. You're free to answer in any particular language. Only those languages which I know. Okay. Polymorphism. The second important characteristic is polymorphism. Okay. Now, poly से दूसरा कोई word याद आता है? जब मैं बोलता हूँ poly से दूसरा कोई word याद आता है दिमाग में? Can you remember any word? Poly? No. I would say polythene. Policy. Yes. Tausif, you have given a good answer. Policy. Okay. Polytechnic. Yes. 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 See, generally the motive behind using the word poly, using the term poly is many. Okay. Polythene, policy, polytechnic. Great. Good answers. Okay, so polytechnic में कैसा होता है? There are multiple courses. Okay, polytechnic, technical courses. Politics, great. Yes, politics. Okay, policy कभी भी एक नहीं होता. Okay, multiple policies are there. Policy means rule. Yes or no? Okay, so here try to understand. Just think about it. You are implementing a function. It's a hot day. You are implementing a function to add two numbers. Okay, you are implementing a function to add two numbers. Okay, suppose to add two numbers, I implement a function, I pass two parameters inside it. Let's say integer x and integer y. Okay, now there is a need that you want to again implement a function named add, same name. Okay, but instead of two parameters, I would like to pass three parameters. Instead of two parameters, I would like to pass three parameters. Okay, so try to understand, the name of the function remains same. Okay, but the number of parameters that you pass are different. The name of the function same, but the number of parameters passed are different. Acha, it may be possible the type of the parameters that you pass is also different. Is that clear? Okay, इसका मतलब क्या? Function name remains same, but it may be possible what it does inside, what implementation you are doing inside the function may differ. Yes, is it clear? Okay, so polymorphism, actually the two terms polymorphism, poly means multiple and morph means forms. Okay, multiple forms of same implementation depending upon the requirement will change. Okay, in C programming language you cannot write down the same name of the function repeatedly. Okay, C में ऐसा possible नहीं है. Okay, C में ऐसा possible नहीं है कि once you have defined add, again you can define add. No, we cannot. It's not at all possible. Okay, but in C++ using polymorphism, we can do it. Okay, don't worry. We will take the examples of polymorphism when we will be digging more into details. Encapsulation. Encapsulation simply means that, okay, that here the class encapsulates, provide protections to data and functions. Okay, so it provides you an outer layer where data and functions can be merged together. Encapsulation. Okay, I'll give you one example. Let's say class encapsulation. Okay, खाली इतना ही लिखना है, Java नहीं लिखना. Mistakenly I've written or typed the word Java. It was giving me suggestions. Okay, now class encapsulation, I would say. Do I have any diagram? Yes, yes. See, a simple example. There is a class, and inside that we have the data members and the member functions. Okay, this is also interesting. See, we have a class, and inside the class we'll be having a public section, we'll be having a protected section, we'll be having a private section, and the whole class is the best example of encapsulation. This is also a good example. Okay, they have considered it as a capsule. A part has methods and another part has variables, and the whole capsule is considered it as a class. Okay, capsule के अंदर क्या है नहीं पता. Okay, right? So it provides a higher level of abstraction as well as encapsulation. Okay, then yes, abstraction term मैंने जो use किया. See, the abstraction. अच्छा, कितनों को पता है ये abstract keyword के बारे में? Abstract कहीं पे सुना आप लोगों ने abstract keyword? Have you heard about the term abstract? कहीं पे पढ़ा? Abstract data type. A good answer. Data type. क्या होता है बोलो? Abstract data type का मतलब क्या है? मिलन ने बोला abstract, साहिल ने बोला data type. It's a logic. Okay. It's a logic. Okay. Now, the main core meaning of abstract is, you might have seen, if I don't know how many of you are reading novels, but the moment you start with the novel, there will be an abstract. Okay, throughout the novel hai kya? Right? Or it may be possible if you're reading a good book, good textbook, it will give you an abstract. Okay. Abstract is basically the higher knowledge which is represented in a simple form. Is it clear? Okay. So abstract generally ये बताता है कि what is there in the program, rather than focusing on the complex logic. Okay. For an example, if I open a calculator, okay, this is a very high level of abstraction. Okay, I can go with 12, 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus a big number and plus another big number multiplied by, divided by, and so on. Okay, so how these things are being implemented? Okay, you don't know. But the answer is coming, you know that. So this is known as abstraction. It simply means that what is implemented, you can see. Okay, how it's implemented, that is secured. Okay, so it is only showing you the simple implementation, hiding the complexities. That is known as an abstraction. Okay, so these were the basic and core features, or I would say characteristics of object-oriented programming. Okay, at least एक बार ये main जो pages है वो आपको Google पे मिल जाएंगे. Okay, Google Books में आपको मिल जाएंगे. Right? Go through these topics, or even you can refer Geeks for Geeks. आज जितने भी topics हमने किए, Geeks for that. Right? And if you have any doubts, please let me know. Chapter 1 बहुत slow जाएंगे, important है. And from next lecture onwards, maybe we'll be switched to programming aspects of it. ठीक है, थोड़ा programming करते रहेंगे तो things will be much more clear. Okay, at any moment you feel that there are certain doubts, please send me a message on Telegram. Okay, I'll give you the response. So we'll stop the discussion over here and we'll continue. आज से from today onwards, there will be regular sessions. And yes, by tomorrow we will keep the timetable also, so things will be much more clear. Okay, right? So we'll end up the session over here. Thank you so much for attending the session. Keep learning and keep programming. Bye.